All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start out this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well, while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, the prophets, the servants scattered abroad, the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the Akwaf, which are the sisters that are sincere, and your children, shalom, right? And then today's video is going to be building off of this video. The brother Arrows of Indignation 144 has uploaded. So we're going to get into this video, right? And then I'm going to get a few precepts, Lord is willing, to be edifying to you brothers and sisters that come across it. So with that being said, you can see from the copyright disclaimer, right? Fair use under 1976 Copyright Act, not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only.
The FBI has put a task force together, and do you know where they're coming? Memphis, Tennessee. If the FBI is coming to Memphis, Tennessee with task force, what do you think they're gonna do? This is not a motherfucking drill nor a motherfucking game. Black parents of children in Memphis, Tennessee, you better wake up, and you better wake up real fast, because this is not gonna be nice. They are not coming to send a task force there just so they can play footsies with y'all. This is what they've been preparing for decades. Remember when he said home?
Right. And we see everything in which it is that she's talking about, and she's correct. You know, all of these different things that are occurring in the earth is ultimately leading up to Esau coming down with that great wrath, man. You know, and I'm going to go to that precept because that's what he's building up towards. He knows that ultimately his society is coming to an end, man, that his rulership is coming to an end, and he only has a short period of time left to rule the earth, man. So he's about to get ready to show his true horns, man, of who he really is, which is the devil, right? Which is what the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles and elders, a great millstone, I've been warning you people about, telling you for decades, man, that this man is your enemy, and he's about to show you, Jake, that, and you 2/3, man, that don't believe, that you trust in this man. You feel like, you know, he's your friend and he, you know, going to help you and all of this different type of madness. He about to show you how he really feel about you, man, you know, especially with DJT in the office, you know, and I'm going to go to that precept. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4 in the KJV, and it says, and the Egyptians, right? And we know who those modern day Egyptians are, as you people here in Babylon the Great, America, man, you heathens and you 2/3, man, with this, you know, Babylonian mindset. You know, this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, right? So you people here that have drunken off of the wine of this place, you're the modern day Egyptians, right? And it says, will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord? That cruel Lord is Nero in the reincarnation, which is being called now Donald Trump, man. He's that cruel Lord that the Lord is giving you people over to, that's about to come with all of these draconian laws, all of these different measures to bring forth chaos and panic upon the earth, especially in this place, America, man, mainly among you heathens and 2/3, man. Right. And it said, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Right. So that's what's coming, man. That's what everything is building up to ultimately. And let me go get that precept too, because I mentioned it earlier. This is Revelation chapter 12. And I'm going to start at verse 12. In the KJV, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time, right? And that's what this guy knows. He knows that he only has a short time to rule the earth in wickedness. He know that that power that he once had over the nations and over the people is coming to an end, man. You got the true men of the Lord out on the highways and hedges preaching his word and truth and sincerity, and that's bringing down his rulership, man. That's bringing down his queendom. So he knows that he has to move fast, man, and that's why he's, you know, putting forth all of these plans, man, and bring it to fruition, all of the things that he want to execute, you know, before his time is over, man, right? And that's why you about to see him coming down more fierce and more, it said he should be like a madman sparing none. He's about to come down upon you, Jake, severe, man, especially those of the 2/3 of our nation that the Lord is not going to be with in these troublesome times, man. It's going to get very bad for you. Right. So I'm gonna get back into this video so we can just, you know, finish listening to what the woman is saying, you know. But yeah, Esau coming, man, you know.
Grown criminals? Yeah. Whatever y'all got going on in Memphis, Tennessee, you better wrap it up. And I mean wrap it up right now. They have privatized prisons all over the U.S. and outside of the U.S. with cots that are empty, ready to go. And these companies who own these privatized prisons are ready to put them in these work release programs and work them for free. This is not a drill, nor is it a game. Y'all better get serious about this, and I mean serious about it really quickly, because they're coming, and they're not going to stop until they get what they want. But Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita. Didn't know that. We have a problem there.
Right? You hear what he's saying? Auto app KO, man. You know, that's what they do. They create the problem, then they come through with the solution, man. And that solution is, guess what? This devil is about to implement martial law. It's about to be a lot of different changes coming to this place, America, man. You know, it tells you in Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. So, you know, like I said, we're getting closer and closer to the downfall of this place, America, and of this man's rulership, the more he's about to show how evil he really is, man. Right? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to tell the people, you know, that ultimately they're going to do this for a reason, right? Due to the violence and all of that. That's just the cover up, man. These devils love the violence. They're the ones that's controlling it, right? But they're, like I said, they're going to say these different things to try to, you know, bring, you know, somewhat of a comfort to the people that are suffering due to the gun violence and all of the wickedness that's happening in these other states. Right. But this is Psalms 55:21. It said the words of his mouth was smoother than butter. Right. But war was in his heart. Right. Because he ultimately has a secret agenda to why he's trying to do what he's doing. He's not doing it because he's trying to help you people, man. He's doing it so he can further oppress you, man. You know, come down amongst you most severely with his draconian laws and his measures that he has planned. Right. And it says, but war was in his heart. His words were smooth, softer than oil. Yet were they drawing swords, man. So like I said, this devil always has ulterior motive for the things in which it is that he has planned. And this is all part of their agenda, man. Like I said, to come down amongst you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians with that great wrath, man. Because he know that he has a short time, man. He knows that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. So, you know, Esau about to start showing who he really is, man. You know, it's about to be, you know, very bad out here. But like I said, you know, earlier, the men of the Lord have been warning you people, man, of these evils that are going to occur, man. We're coming into that time of Jacob's trouble, man. You know, as it says in Jeremiah 30:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That he talking about the elect of the nation of Israel, man. And if you're not of that remnant, then hey, it's pretty much going to be, you know, bad for you soon to come in these times that we're about to come into, man. So, right, I'm going to get this precept right here. This is St. Matthew chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 21 in the KJV. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, right? And I'm going to look at that word tribulation for edification's sake, all right? Because this is the time we're coming into, brothers and sisters. Tribulation like never before, man, right? That word tribulation goes into a cause of great trouble or suffering. And that's what's coming, man. Jacob's trouble, a time of great trouble like never before is soon about to come upon his earth, man. And you people not prepared, especially if you're not right with the Heavenly Father and his Son, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. It's going to be bad for you, right? It says, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So like I said, this all goes into, you know, Esau taking the gloves off and coming down with that great wrath, you know, showing those horns, showing who he truly is, man, which is the devil, you know. And we know that ultimately the Lord have given this man the power to do so, right? I'm going to get that precept. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4 in the KJV, and it says, and there went out another horse that was red, right, representing the so-called white man, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's what he's about to do soon to come, man, when he fully implements all of these things that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to allow him to do on the left-hand side, because we know that Esau is the whooping stick of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He's being controlled by the Lord at the end of the day, man. Right. So the Lord is going to let him do these things, man, to you wicked people on this earth, man, especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that have not repented, man, and turned back to the Lord. It's going to get very rough out here for you, man, in these days to come. Right. And it says, peace from the earth, and that they should delete one another. And that was given unto him a great sword. That sword goes into his blessing. You know, it tells you in the book of Genesis how Esau is going to live by his sword, which was the blessing, you know, that he had received, you know. And he's about to show that blessing very soon, man. Like I said, coming down with that great wrath, putting a lot of you Jakes in the FEMA camps, you know, his AI robots and all of these different types of things that this man has that he's about to, you know, bring upon the scene soon. Like I said, man, it's about to get bad out here, man, you know. And if you don't got the Lord, man, then you know, it's going to be ugly for you. All right. So I'm going to get back into this video.
We're now addressing it. We're rolling out one of our task forces in the state of Tennessee. But we also know that Ohio possesses the roadway system where the trafficking is through the roof just because of the interstate. So you have to get out there in the field, not just let the FBI agents and intel folks get out there and do the work, but partner with state and local law enforcement. FBI Director Kash Patel this weekend about Memphis. On national television Sunday, he called the city the homicide capital of America.
Right, and you see what they saying. They're telling you that ultimately they're doing this for a good reason. We're trying to lower crime rate and we want the country to get safer and all of that. Like I said, Order Abkeo, man, he's ultimately the one creating the problem, because we know Esau is the one that's supplying Jake with all these guns that these YNs and these different people be having in these communities and environments that they're terrorizing the place with. Esau the one that's giving them guns, man. And we know that he's doing it, but that's what this devil does. He creates the problem, then he comes with a solution to the problem. And his solution, like I said, is going to be martial law, locking this place down. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not going to be able to move around freely. It's going to be some of those prison camps that Donald Trump has, made deals with. It's going to be sending a lot of you people off to these places. Like I said, man, Jacob's trouble is already starting, man. Like I said, it's just going to keep heating up. But we already in the time of Jacob's trouble, man.
America and announced plans to send a task force to Tennessee to tackle the issue. ABC 24's Scott Mattis is here to break it all down. Scott, good evening.
Good evening to you, Pepper. Kash Patel also said he did not know Memphis was actually the homicide capital of the United States until he took his oath of office just a few short months ago. And now he says he'll be sending federal agents right here to put an end to the violent crime. Now, I can also tell you, he said that...
Guess what? And they said they're going to be sending federal agents, man. Guess what? Didn't Trump just make a lot of deals with a lot of these federal prisons people? People like in, these different places like El Salvador and Guantanamo Bay. They even made alliances and, deals with these people, man. So who you think Trump was talking about when he was saying that we need to get rid of these criminals here in our country? They're talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Y'all the people that these so-called white people about to come after, man. And the men of the Lord been warning you ninjas, man, that these times was coming. But, hey, y'all want to continue to do what y'all was doing, right? So, the Lord is about to bring forth that judgment, man.
I didn't know this until my confirmation process, but Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita. Now, didn't know that. We have a problem there. We're now addressing it. We are rolling out one of our task forces to the state of Tennessee. That's what FBI Director Kash Patel declared on national news just yesterday. And Monday morning, that declaration is reverberating across the city of Memphis. This comes after the Memphis Shelby Crime Commission told ABC 24 News last year that the rate of major crime, I should say earlier this year, fell by nearly 9%, 8.8 to be exact, this year when compared to the first quarter of 2024. Now, Memphis City Councilman, and he's also the chairman, J.B. Smiley, tells me Monday he welcomes the FBI's help if they keep their word, but he also says getting those guns and those switches off the streets should be everyone's biggest priority.
The laws that are being put forth just lead to a series of guns.
I told you. You see what they saying? They said to try to get the guns and stuff off the street. When Esau, Edom, and the government, the ones that's putting the guns on the street. But like I said, that's this devil, man. He's about to show who he really is, man. His true colors is about to show out. He's about to, come down upon you. Jake's heavy, man. Especially you 2/3, man, that the Lord is not protecting, man. It's about to get ugly for you, man. And like I said, the men of the Lord have been warning you people. So, right, I'm going to go to a precept. This is Ezekiel. Because like I said, you people can't say you weren't warned, man. You was warned of all of these things, man. You people ignored it. So, hey, it's about time for the Lord to start getting busy, man. And I'm going to go to that precept real quick. Then I'll get back to what I have. Right? This is Psalms chapter 119, verse 126. In KJV, it said, "It is time for thee, O Lord, to work," right? "For they have made void thy law." So that's what the Lord is about to allow Esau, Edom to do. The so-called white man, his whooping stick. He's about to allow Esau to work upon you 2/3, man. And you other heathens. He's about to come down on y'all severe, man. And this is the precept I had, Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. In the KJV, it says, and when this coming to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them, right? So like I said, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians out there, you know, that are not taking heed to these warnings as of now, because like I said, things still seem somewhat normal. But the Lord about to judge this place, man. And it's already being set up for it to happen. Like I said, everything is all the dominoes are falling into place for everything that we have said to come to pass, man. You know, so yeah, like I said, this stuff is coming, man, you know. But Lord's willing, this video is edifying, just some quick through the spirit, you know. To the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.